Welcome to Thursday, February 23rd, 2023. Your Day Weather Podcast brought to you by Cowboy State Daily. Also being brought to you by WYDOT. Well, it'll be very, very cold, but the storm and the winds will be easing across the region. There's going to be a lot of winter weather across many other areas of the nation, but in general terms, we're looking at the weather improving a lot. It's just going to be very, very cold. But winds overnight did drop significantly, and we will see a much lighter wind pattern across the region, especially across Wyoming and the wind-prone areas. This will hopefully give road crews some opportunities to get things cleared out. Winds are going to come back later. We'll talk about that here in a minute. Now, with the light winds, it's going to still be very cold. Temperatures are going to be far below average. Many areas are far below zero this morning, and we'll have some areas below zero again tonight. Now, there will be a little bit of Pacific moisture coming across the mountains of Utah, Colorado, and Wyoming later today and into Friday, producing a little bit of high mountain snow shower activity, but that's where the snow showers are going to be. Temperatures will be moderating Friday and Saturday. Areas of blowing and drifting snow on some roads and highways will be between Friday and especially on Sunday. We'll show you that. It's going to be in the usual areas. We have a small system come off the California coast through the Central Rockies on Sunday. This will kick up the wind. This will bring mountain snow back Sunday into Monday and cool us off a bit. Also, an update on La Nina. It's really fading fast. We'll show you that. Pattern, though, is going to stay active the last days of February into early March, and what we're seeing 30 to 40 to 60 days out is nothing but a very active and colder than average weather pattern as we go into the last days of winter and into early spring. Now, with all the stormy weather, all of the wind, I know there's some giant snowdrifts out there. If you've got an awesome snowdrift picture, send it to podcast@dayweather.com. Send us that email of your snowdrift, and we'll see who wins the tallest snowdrift award. I think I know where those snowdrifts are the biggest. We'll find out. Taking a look at the winter weather warnings and advisories across the nation this morning, you can see this is where the storm focus is going to be now with ice and heavy snow and blizzard conditions. Wherever you see red, blizzard conditions as of early this morning were still being reported. Yes, the red here in California and the pink in California, that red is for blizzard warnings in the mountains above Los Angeles and into the Sierra Nevada there. But look at all the winter weather advisories for central and northern areas of California, as well as down into Arizona. Tucson has had snow in the last 24 hours. This is why, look at all the cold. These are the temperature anomalies for the middle of the day today. So you can see the entire west with that big purple area showing the deepest, coldest Arctic air, then that huge contrast in the southeastern United States to what's happening here out west. This is why. Big high in the southeast, big low coming down the Washington, Oregon coast. This was yesterday's big weather maker. Doesn't look like much, doesn't it? But that's what happens when Arctic air and Pacific air collide. Now, temperatures will moderate some heading on into the weekend. This doesn't look like a big moderation, does it? Well, it's because it's not. But you can see there's a little bit of a Chinook area right here forming. So we get a little bit of a westerly wind, but look at the cold back into the western areas, the far west. The cold discontinues because a lot of low pressure just continues to hang out there. But it won't be as severely cold as we're seeing now. So it's all relative. Yes, it's going to be warming up, but still a little bit colder than average for late February in many areas. Here's the system on Sunday. It's not much of an upper level low, but it's enough to bring another round of snow to the mountains of the Intermountain West as it moves through. More rain for California, and it will kick up the winds as it goes through. Now, speaking of wind, I kind of want to step you through the next several days. The winds really lie down today considerably, but winds begin to pick up across Wyoming and Colorado and Utah and other states. This is by 11 a.m. on Friday. Now, these winds aren't terribly strong, but enough to cause blowing and drifting in the usual areas, especially Interstate 80, I-25, through the south central parts of Wyoming where that blowing snow picks up again. So that's Friday, that's Saturday, and then look what happens with that upper level low on Sunday. Winds really crank up again. So these winds, well, making it warmer will cause problems with blowing and drifting snow in the wind-prone areas. This is the precipitation forecast through Sunday evening. More rain and snow into California, into the Great Basin states, into Arizona, the Four Corners region, and then you can see the mountains of Colorado here, Utah and western Wyoming, mountains of Arizona, northwest New Mexico. Going to see some snow, significant precipitation across California and Nevada. And if you look at the snowfall forecast through Sunday afternoon, you can see that this is mainly going to be an event in the mountains and west of the Continental Divide, but maybe a little bit of snow along the I-80 corridor again. Then this is by next Thursday. So as we go into the first couple of days of March, here comes another wave. This is the following weekend, the 4th and 5th, the following weekend. So this is as we get into Wednesday and Thursday of next week. This is by next Saturday and Sunday. So the hits just keep on coming. This is the 10-day temperature anomaly. So while we are going to see the Arctic air retreat, the overall general trend in the West is cold. I mean, really cold compared to the 30-year average. And you can see, if you want to warm up, head to Florida. As we look at this La Nina trend, some really big things to show you here. Couple of things to point out. This is the area where we keep track of the sea surface temperature anomalies. Look at how much warmer the anomaly now is off the coast of South America. And this is usually what happens. When we start to see this water anomaly go warmer from colder, we tend to see this expand westward. And you can see that actually with these little dots right here. This is La Nina really beginning to showing signs of fading. It's still there, rather robust there still. Also, we've talked about this at other times this winter. This warm anomaly relative to the average temperatures at sea surface conditions up in the North Pacific, this is a storm generator. Having this warm pool up here is going to continue to produce these storms in the Gulf of Alaska and the Northern Pacific. So the combination of La Nina fading here, this warm pool here, is going to cause a very active spring pattern. And we did not see this last year. Last year, this region was cold as we got into spring. So it's a different set of scenarios. If you look at the change in just 1 week, this area right here, all this orange and yellow here shows that temperatures in the last week at the sea surface area have gone up. And we do have a new projection. This came out just a few days ago. Probabilities of being in somewhat of a neutral status or even a El Nino status by late summer and early fall is now better than 60%. So I think we can say that La Nina is getting put to bed. Have yourself a great Thursday. Stay warm. See you tomorrow.